Well, you know what happened?
Or they married. Fred Myers are debated too.
Yan hawanate Johan. Gunal cheese. Yewa. Shukwa. Gwall yw'ch y tangiach tywasagw gartwyll y iechi. Chadasa dat gwell Cajun a caishihid. Echwasagw. Gwell tlai cellwasag y gwati. Yewa a datiw tychwa tangiagi. We Tylla Yewe a datiw tychwa Chadata tinech sahayati. Tlingit yw'ch y tangi stwdil tŵ a. Wasa I gartw glaq ha yw'ch y tangi un. Ye awe wan qanins just yw'ch y tangach tu wasagw cagartu aqu. Aqawe gwalli kwati. Wan qanins cagartu aq we perfective gwall future gwall chadasa. Wan qanins qo'ach tu wasagw just yw'ch y tang. Ye awe gwall yw'ch y tangi lliech. Aqa Kalktag, dichtag, echwasagwch yn tag chanachsawe a qoa. Qonei a iallilti, a deiwch I atani ye. Yewe ach tuwasagw. Ya skallnig a dadiw tychwatang we yell skallnig ki. Sia dehini at quste. Ya qudzati. Tatge has in a yayuch tan a dat. Ye awe kliat ge, yell ka now, watu, ka watu achtse, ka yell ka dukak, yell ka yai, yell. Gos konea yadacha yell ka kanata, ka yell dulce ach wudis yek. Ye awe, shidhenish kalnik kutzati. Chakutete aya ate yush kautliniki ye. Ya hachagu kaku, ya kuchain, nakitlan, kaskei, shadag, danawak, kayak khuantla. Yel kutlak has outla yech. Ya hastse, yaniki, shkuyel, danawak, coach ish, gwall ye duasak, yel nawu, Tom Ucast Tlingit saya katchatse wok ak. Hutse ka anyaslahash, keuchne, ka lagoon. Ye awa yak yak ukaya, gwall yatak, gagi haskukwa has echwasagu, gagi kukwa good, we cook. Oh, Chatsaye achige? Stikat Johan? Ha? Jadechat now. Oh, okay. Okay. Cheese. Yeah, yeah, gosh. You inkach when ik Hawaii ya gosh Tlingit to gartul to gosh like that just way a datki way Gold Belt Heritage Foundation in Aqoa Deislin Yekwati gosh shanach disi ka dis yadi Deislin ke khatka kwati yewe achtawasagu hasta inye jechwaneyi. Gwalla idcha syndig ac I idig cygwanig we qutan a dan. Ka cygwa aqtsu we sheet cygwa uwu. has in yeje genitsu. Wasa do sagu at kadachit dis aya tekach enach June havai ulalo Yuna kalkatse wakak. Yewa aka kakwaak we kitchan ku'u in yejik kone gwal kukahadis. Yewa aka yeltikat yede aya kukwatin. Gwalli in kachwani gwasa at kakwane we a iti atak. Ya naski a we ku atletuwu kagachtu ak. Ya kayak ka nawea ka nakilsan. Ye awe a iti asande kaktsu. Kone has hede has shukkwatan has di kahati we linkiti katangi kutti yag. Adetki has di tawasagu. Ke has gachtu swati har linkiti katangi tin. Yadach tawasagu isaku whatso. Ye awe gwal naski a ya ach yedki. Gwal just ach yedki, yi yedki, hastu yedki, chaguta, ka yedki, adatki, gwal at yedki. Ye awe de kachinach children, kaika koa, kainach a, at katsku. At katsku ye duasago at child. Ye awe ach tundetani yidat. Adusa du tuasagu yikhe watani yidat kwa. Asake? Adasa dad. Lle gwell click. Okay. Asa. Okay.
Patriarche.
Isa ko.
Yeah. I have my 5 sentences. Okay. Read. Akatain hadjikati. Dit was aan het kaiis achoniye kokoik achidide. Skasnik dat kuku awe kwatu. Ashakuni has du hitiniye angau. Achtuasi gugunas cheese. Deia kwa kai sikat yuang. Yewe. Yun cheese.
Okay, ha.
We could hear you really well.
Kedeen isa tuwa ach. Okay, ha. Yewe ach tuwa sakuya achunki has in. Wish kasnik aya watu kawan kanin skap tutlenik. Echa shia de heen Tlingit kasnik ikutzati so. We gwash nask sandich ak shuhi. Yewa achina kawanik adat ya chuk. We kuk ka nachin dat. Ya George Emmons a kaushahit. Hechwas a kuan we chuk aya kutzati. Ya ak chuk aya. We datu chuk aya. Yidach aya chwahiz. Ka chwatu. Shikudzi ewa. Ya chak kako in yuch watan. Ya nachin ka kuk dat. Aka a kaushahit. Jayegu Ade yuch audutle atkinye. Ya Tlingit chinach. Kuk ka nachin. Yek a. Oh, yek An shawat ke Juan Lane. Yid Khoaha.
Fontaine, you on?
Yake an shawat e isacha ache.
What
Ache,
at you, Fontaine?
Hin tanach kayani disi tuk we yao ya an de tluk. Ke kunak e. Ja an de tluk at gawu aya.
Yao Luch Atida Shanda Sladaka Ka How Hinde Ashley at Gakach Ach Eat Yan Uacha.
Ja an de tluk. Gak. Chasachan tsu.
Gak Ayagach Sahage.
Tlaik gak away ach at kachu tlik. Asu wo sheet kadach. Shipping it e. Kwa kak e. I don't know. Tlat kwasaka.
De Kukuk 18 Shitkade Ka Yao Kuichke.
Tlashkat wudu ik. Achuni nanya ai wudu wa ik. Skoon wan chaslatuk ak chaslaguk. Ach chaslatu, actually.
Shadaka Ka Shitkade Yao Kuich Ade Ya Anakuk.
Kosaku.
Ha at Chayi Hakusti Ich Sati. Ya Yida Ade Tu the Nugu Ye.
Ayachawe.
Hooch.
Asa Yid Lach. Atlingan Shish Kunach away. Nyake, Tsuke, wait, Tangi, Yitua Gesagu, Yuki Atani, has to Yukatangi da. Gwalli ideka kunig jayagu genki at that.
Cajun sentences achjo.
Oh, yake. Go.
Okay. Asayati. Achtu sigu achtu dach yucha ayachangi ayanach. Achawe. Helta sakach shikit. Achjit. Achjit wuti wegak. Ach ish. Shansitach. Shansitach. Wokain wegak. Shitkade. Shitkach yechat yati. Wegak chasichan. Ayanach chasichan. Wedao. Wedao jiu. Shansitach. Kunach yak e. Ach et yak e. وداو كخشخ أخ هين تونخ Cajun seconds. Cajun seconds. Yeah, kunach yak ich et yak yeah, kunach cheese yao. Yo.
Oh, yak echa. Hedena we khayisa at ha. You khayisa atki. Ach ya kut wune kun cheese yak echa. Zukke. Ah, let's wait chakuta. Okay, good.
Uns age I uaha. Se ya uns kawis a. Se shuyik a thingi anik nut. Ye wut dasek awe iske yadus tanch. Yake tahini yan ua e. At cha gunas chis.
Ah, yak echa. Yak ya achu atlatuku. Yi. Kunstat ye has juwenean. Ya kechne ka khoyinak.
Ah,
Galingit kunsi aya. Chagudach kuns. Galingit kuns. Chagudach kuns. Ye owe achina kawanik kechne. We kuta tek tak ite. As du yagu yik de we hasa shawche hek kunstin. Aga qad. Ade has wukuch. As du kunsi in. Ka kutlita aya ach hasa kawaha. Yadu we kis ko a dakte. Kasha onashe. Yak aya has de toasagu. Actually, one kanins way kakanch aya akach yuksakan. Kakanch akach ye ak kwatagan. Ye agurtagan. Aka awe we katki we kuns kaye wuti. Dakte has wukuch aye gugenk. Just the cutway. Kashak ask gwash tayedi gwash gish. Aka has kuwashi. Aka kuchte an. Yes, the cut has to kunsi. A kach has to tuasagu. Aka awe atcha sak aya we katki yes. Ye awa has to tuati. We got a dachas wukuch. Yes, kuchas with the kucha. Aka achas ke hasakawaha has to kunsi. We duchai kuns aya has to yago yikt. Ye awa gerlingit kusti chagudach. Yek echa gynnes cheese. Tukke chaasa. Elbasa kukwati.
Yan hut uane
Yek eh.
sak yutwasagu at awe nak sak duhe ya. Ada kakati awe ach duhashse. Ya sa ege tunik yes yake kaka sheye a ke kakate nihu akdashi. Gut.
Ah. Yek echa. Gynnes cheese. Ye awa keka. at chadat away yuch out at ik echa gilchish plain. Ja ach ish has anika krechat butien. Sa diwsag. Kat sewa koki that St. Mary's ye diwsag. Here achin has a kawanik we taqa aya kwashchakut sai qutzati. Ya yewa hasitwasagu yidatsu on aya has awalun wait saw. Asqaq wawus wanach so wait kelli und kelli un awa wait saw. Ha daqqa hayati wait saw qunach daqqa de hasu waqaq hatu yak ayadat. Wash cook gi un qoa wishitaq. Kell hini aya yis hin nadai hin. Ye awa achina hasakawanik. Ajawe we taqa tin. Akwe katratse akwasatu asago. One qanins atsa an like atsa an achudzas ye do asago atsa. Shkashnik khutzati weta adat tsigit ki awa outliyech hajiyis qalqawu qashadag ha in hasakawani gadat yak tsuk you hon oh yak
I asked you to correct it.
khwa aq
Never did it.
yekwati khoa
So you have to suffer.
oh
It's a suspense story. Janwu kachu late. Kliatke zantakahini de kunach kuak Achtai yada at kafede huasatin. Shayu janwu ayu. We sha yach away huasatin. Late yach yati at. Kliet ye wuti. Late kushe. Aga satnach aski. Late yach yati huasatin. Aga tler huasatin. Janwu ayu. Cajun winits ziak su site huasatin. Te kahus at gutu ayu. Cajun janwu site ayu. Kushe dech janwu yadi. Gwash tlech late yahyati at janwu kachu late tlech wasaku. Kushe janwu ayata. Yidat tlech ayu. Ach tuwasigu janwu zantakahini siti.
oh yak
Here's the mysterious white spot
oh
on Yada at Cafe.
okay
Is it janwu or is it late?
what late what diska okay khasaku wa age kashqe
Some of them moved, but that one never moved. So
No.
asleep, dead, snow.
Khasaku achit achais ayisa wu yiyu khatangi khayito asaku yi khatashi yitim ye khoti jayidat ach khanach ye yati ach ye jene wasa khut yati ishan khat aqaa ade ak khulqain yiyu khatangi ya ach tuasaku kha yi yakhsaqai kadena way yuch ayilla atki yewa achtu yek eada Llylti aya cle just cagachtu a chayuchatangi ye awe qanach ya kabgigi a datu takhwatan wasa kedin aya qada wasa kedin aya kak qadak haqinach hatlilko has yuchatungi. Yata achuni chamoro ayahu tinakbangi ayatisai ach ina kawanik. Ach tlilko has yuchatungi tin yuch achtatan. Kel ach tlilko has yach yuch achtatan koa. Helwasa uti. Ye awe achtuasaku ye yach sakayitsu. Helwasa kwati just yuchatan yuch aitla yata kaldasa atina khayati just yuchatangi. Ajawe achtu yake kagachi aku. Ye awe kalhatua ashku just tlak just a cut at katain ya awasa katuaka. Jita aku yachyati. Helwasa uti just kagachtu aku. Ya kayu katangi. Just konach away tlikuzi away gwal itundatani ayachwasaku. Ajawel iyu katangi ayasachwa achi Tlingit kainach. Kaldasa ayanachach tuwati. Wasach atutlatini at kayu katangi ayawushwatilla yechi. Ye awa, yende ya naitlak, yende ya tutlak, yakecha. Tsukke. Kachunach wuke, Johan, wuke. So let's go over a couple of nifty, cool things. You guys are doing awesome. I just want to make sure you all know that. I'm not interested at all in perfection. I just want people to try. And I know you guys sent me, some of you have been sending me things to look at, and I will look at them. My work has piled up on me, and I'm behind on a bunch of stuff, but I will get to them. I know it's a valuable process to get feedback. Let's see, there were a number of things that were about Gao and Yao. And so this is pretty cool for, this might be something for our Dakkaku'u to check out with their speakers. There's a few different fishy verbs that we use here on the coast that maybe don't get used in the interior. And one of them is atwutan, a fish jumped. Because fish jumping is different in coastal Tlingit than for people to jump. And then this is another one for fish to spawn. And we've been kind of trying to track down some answers with this. So you can see here the verbs for spawning, especially for herring. Ya andachuk it's spawning right now. So everybody say ya andachuk.
Ja under Suk.
Ya andachuk.
Ja under Suk.
And then we see, and somebody brought up Dao. You know, somebody said Dao and How, and then there's Yun, and there's these different things that come up during herring season, and also the cooking of it, which we'll get to in a second. I learned not to overcook it. And this is how you learn, is one of your elders will eat it and be like, who cooked this? So, there's a way that can be asked where you're like, I did it, right? But then, so if we look at this, we say, and Dao is a neat word. So let's go over some kelps really quick. So the one with the bubbles that they call bladder rack or something like that. What's that?
I've heard popweed.
Popweed, yeah, is called Tayedi. 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 And that one, if you get like a burn or a sunburn, there's a medicine on the inside of that you could put on. The other one, Dasawit kak inach gish. Yisikuga?
Bull kelp.
Bull kelp, right? So bull kelp is gish. It's the one with the bulb and the long tail. There's whole big gardens of them. Then there's one that grows on the bottom that has it looks like a giant romaine lettuce type of really long leaf. But it's the leafy one and not the bulbs. And that one is called su. Su. And then there's a long ribbon one that is called dao.
Dow?
Dao.
Which one's dow?
Dao is the long ribbon one. That's the one that's the one the herrings spawn on. And that we'll eat that whole kelp with thick kelp with real thick eggs on it if you're lucky. And I've heard that it is called dao when you're eating it or when it's growing, but when it gets long enough that it hits the surface and starts growing sideways, it's called yochi dao, which is sea otters' dao, because when they're going to go hunting, they'll find some dao and they'll wrap their babies in it so that their babies won't float away, which is cute. So if we look at the second sentence, it says dao cut outlet. So there's a couple things. Here's dao. Oh, here's cut. We just looked at that thing. On it, right? To arrive on it. Then we look, and what can you tell me after everything you've learned now? And this verb says audechoch. What can you now tell me about that verb based on the types of things we've been doing these last couple weeks? It's perfective.
It has that W or Y.
There's the perfective marker in Tessin. This would be or umdechoch. So that would be an M in Tessin, so it's perfective. What else can you tell?
As an object.
You would think it has an object, but actually this one has the letter A just frozen in there. There's a few verbs that are like that. Dancing, hunting, so you ashlech, ashlun. And it's an interesting thing. It pops up in that exact same spot. Most body functions have it. So if you're going to burp, audlitsa. So there's the A, audlitsa. So that A just stays on there. Achwakwach, I farted. Or achwakooch if it was a silent one. Or achwakooch if it was a squeaky one. Audzekuk, I coughed. Let's see, what are some of the other ones? Well, Audagon, it is on Audagon. Right, there's a number of verbs. No, where that A is frozen on there. And it's also on here because it's just it's something that comes out of their body. And Audechuk means like for water to be murky. Because if water is really silty, you would talk about it in a very similar way.
Is that
Okay.
the declassifier?
It's the declassifier, so this is di, and we're going to see it switch to da when it goes minus I, right? So there's that. So now we could put it into the future form. We would say aguch da ugh. That's how we would put it in the future. And then we'll learn how to do that at some point.
So that A would stay there, huh?
Yeah, it would stay da. It would only be di. Really, just say right now. Just say only in the perfective. There will be a couple other forms, but for almost everything else, it's going to be it won't be plus I. Okay. There's one more thing that we can tell from this, because it's in the perfective.
Oh, it's third person?
Well, yeah. It is third person. Yes, it's a third person.
Looks short and low and closed.
It's short and high and closed, so it must be zero conjugation, right? And so that one would be, sometimes when you look at the perfective example, you'll be able to tell what kind of, oh, that's a zero conjugation. Now I know what to do in these other things. And this is sort of the reverse detective method that we've been using when we look at stem variation and predicting what it should be. Okay. Let me find my other herring verbs. This was the one I was looking for.
So is X and X underlined are considered closed?
Yes, they're a consonant. Anything that is not a vowel, if it ends with that, it's closed. So we're going to look up chat for a verb root, which is, oops, what was that? I'll just look it up. Cook. We're not looking for whether, we're looking for cook. Hold on. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff under cooking, and one of them, here it is. Yeah, kashikat. So this is to cook herring eggs by dipping them in boiling water and oil, right? If you're into that. But so this is what in English we'd probably translate this to like blanching, right? Because you're not. It's a really fast process, right? And there's something that when they write nation story, when they're writing in this dictionary, and so you see KAKW underline K, we actually write that a little bit different these days, and I'll show you. Let me try and do this so you can see both examples. So here's how it is, and we would write we'd write that just the same. But we would say KAK underline KW. And it's just, it's not a right or wrong thing, it's just kind of changed a little bit. I think it's a little bit maybe easier to do this. Like when you use so this one, when we start thinking about the future, the big thing is sort of pulling out something right here in the middle. So this is, I'm going to cook herring eggs, right? I guess it could be anything that you kind of cook in that similar way. But I'm actually going to pull this thing right out of here. So this is the part where the future, there's not very many options when you look at the prefix. So with the perfective, we were like, we had a couple different forms, 0 and everything else. There's a bunch of similarities. You just got to change that classifier. And this is kind of a similar type of thing. So you're going to have cook-kwa, and then you're going to have cook-kwa. If you want to switch to the S classifier, you're going to have sa. Anyways, maybe we'll do that some other time. But I was just thinking about the future, and we are going to look at, or at least I put a chapter up if you want to sort of look ahead to the future. And you can take a look at that. But we got to finish the perfective. But the future, I think, is easier. There's more things that go in there, but there's fewer options. Like the whole stem variation thing, long and high. It's going to be long and high every time, unless it's invariable. Long and high, long and high, long and high, right? So there's a little bit of a simpler process, I think. And then because there's so many things kind of packed into the prefix, so instead of one thing, like the perfective marker you're getting 3 things, but that means everything starts contracting more, which actually is a little bit easier, I think. Okay. Questions, thoughts, things you're thinking about, anything like that? Okay.
Last class,
What's that?
we heard about each kwayi Kawu Shkalnit. And I tried to find that. I don't know if it's on YouTube or one of the other story web pages.
Mhm.
Was that one of his?
Oh, I know. Okay, yeah, I know. Okay, so let's look up. So I'm going to use a different browser. And I think if you're on YouTube or in a web, so we're going to look up Gish Qi. So it is on YouTube. And so this is it. It's called Gish Qi. And how would you translate Gish Qi?
Old Kelp Bay.
Yeah, Bull Count Bay. And so this story, it's with Kashkawu. And so there's a number of ways to sort of find some of these, depending on what kind of resources you've got to search with. If you could type in Tlingit with the combined underlined characters, it makes it a little easier. I don't know what I'd come up with if I did Gish, Gi, without the underline. Yeah, it's not going to find it. So that's kind of a bummer. And same with Kharqawu. But you could also go to youtube.com/UASANLS, University Alaska Southeast Alaska Native Languages Studies. That gets you to the YouTube channel. And then I've got, there's a few things I need to update on here. But if you go under Fluent Elders, that's where you'll find a list of videos. And you can listen to George Davis, Marge Dutson, Sam Johnston, and then you go down pretty far. And here's the series of Cyril George, Kashkawu. So here's Auktatzin, here's Basket Bay, the Mosquito and the Daishitan and Duckloady migration, words of encouragement for Tlingit language learners, another version of Basket Bay, and then Gish Qi. And Gish Qi talks about, it starts off with these guys who see a pod of killer whales fighting a giant octopus, and then it ends with the dragonfly story, as far as I remember. There might be something else and everything. That's everything.
And how do we get there again? YouTube?
Yeah, and then UAS, so you do a slash, and then you say UASANLS. And that gets you to the channel. And then this is where all of our classes go as well. This is where, if you want to watch the other classes, there's lots of stuff you can do to stay in Tlingit. And I'm starting to think about summer and beyond. You know, whatever your plans are. It's very easy to take a break, and then that break turns into years. And then someone comes up to you and you can't talk anymore. I mean, this is just something that I see. People that I used to talk to in classes, and not that the class is the only thing. Part of our goal is to take the language out of the class, right? So that's part of your reclamation project, is to be tactical and to bring the language to another area. But one of the things is you can watch these videos, and there's other videos out there. There's the ones on the UAS website. There's the Let's Learn Tlingit videos. I don't know if you guys have seen those puppet videos. Those are on, I don't know if you type Let's Learn Tlingit if it'll work. I think you might have to spell it. Yeah, it does work, okay. So this is under the Alaska Library Archive Project. And these are brilliant. Just the language that's in them is just really fun. There's also, well, we got a bunch of audio up there on tlingitlanguage.com that you could download and listen to. A lot of them you could read along with. You could watch our oral literature class. There's all kinds of stuff you could do. But as a language learner of an endangered language, just the situation right now is you got to go find it. You got to go find someone else who speaks, or you got to go find the resources just to sort of keep it around you, because your brain will, you might want to switch back over and just say, I think I've had enough, but this is the point where you've got to push yourself, and you'll keep getting over these little hills. And I'll be the captain in the boat who says, where we're going is right around that point. And we get around that point, and then there's nothing. Where we're going is right around that point. Because I've never been on a boat with someone who's done that, but it's kind of fun.
Hikes where somebody's done that.
Yeah, right now it's right there. Just past that thing, then you get past that, and there's just more hiking. Right? Okay. Other thoughts, questions?
I'm going to bring this up now. Some of us were saying, I don't know if maybe we should just take intermediate Tlingit again next year, because we're really not very good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't feel like I'm an advanced Tlingit speaker. I'm not qualified. So what do you think we should do?
I generally tell people to keep going, but then it's pretty common. And also I'll hear people say, well, I want to do this thing again because I'm not sure if I got it all. But I think nobody gets it all. You get chunks, and then you'll get chunks, and someone else will get different chunks, and you guys can help each other out. Personally, I like to see the group sort of keep going because it allows us, because this is historically another thing that contributes to there being only 4 or 5 people in advanced Tlingit. And so, but I guess do what you feel is right.
Well, another thing is that we have developed a good rapport with everybody who's in this class. So we all have to go, you guys.
You guys out the door.
We have to stay in the canoe. Keep going.
Is there any idea yet from Nakithan what he will be expecting?
No, that's a good question. I just sort of asked just a few days ago, actually, I think maybe last week, whether he would want to do that and whether the other two would want to teach. But I just said it should be spending the majority of time in Tlingit. That should be one of the goals. But as you guys saw, we started this class with the first 30 minutes or so in Tlingit. And when we started doing immersion stuff, probably 15 years ago or so, it was so hard and so much work and so daunting. But we just had an immersion activity for, half an hour. And that used to be a really big deal. I remember even one time in Sitka, just about maybe, gosh, that must have been 7 years ago maybe. And we wanted to spend an hour, and it was just, we just kept looking at the clock, and it just seemed like it was taking forever. Then if we just sort of shift and we just keep thinking about tools that will keep us talking and keep us learning, then I think it's less scary. Because I remember I had lots of people too who would just, that's a classic thing you see, I think, with endangered languages too. We're just not ready. We're not, we'll wait till we're ready, And then next thing you know, you're like, where's everybody, And so the other thing too is just sort of, I don't know if you've ever gone in the cold water in the winter, but at some point you gotta go. I guess it's sort of like taking a high dive too. It's like, you gotta go, right? But I don't know, maybe I gotta come up with better metaphors, because those are scary things, right?
Dr. Clark was sharing, she said at one immersion, if you spoke English, you had to put money in a pot. And then one of the speakers said, Joanne, we gotta stop more now. There's no more money. She said they were.
That was at Glacier Bay, and that was her idea. It was brilliant. And what I liked about it, I think when you do an immersion, like if you're going to do an immersion retreat, I think you give everybody, like, ideally you get everybody like $200 cash. There's only 5 ones, and then it goes up to 5s, and then it goes to 10s, and every time they talk, and there's nowhere to get change. And they better not be getting change from each other, right? But then after the 5th time, now you got to start putting, it's costing you $5 to speak English. And I remember Nora stood up and she said, "Hashtana achji," because whenever someone was looking for money, they were going to talk to us in English. So I took, and I had I was out of ones, and so I put a $5 bill in there. And then she just spoke all in Tlingit. Yeah, that was a fun experience. And so there are going to be, I think, a couple of opportunities. We're trying to line one up in potentially the 2nd or 3rd week in June in Sitka. And so hopefully I'll know in the next couple of weeks so I can let you guys know if anybody can make it. And then I'm hoping to be in Teslin from mid-August through the end of September, so there'll be opportunities to do some stuff there. And then in Ketchikan, hopefully for the month of October, and so there'll be chances to do some things there. And then the other thing with this sort of, one of the ideas behind this domain reclaiming project is that the language will start going to other places too. And it's just have an idea and run with it. And we got to get better, I think, as a language community of communicating the idea, and whoever can make it, make it. Like, I just feel like you could probably reserve like a small restaurant and just say everybody's going to buy their own dinner, but we're just going to speak Tlingit through and just have a dinner together in a restaurant or go shopping, or there's all kinds of stuff where it really just takes, it's got to be the group because there's just not enough people who know, right? Like on a day-to-day basis in Juneau, I could, if I wasn't teaching, I could probably go a whole day where I don't run into anybody who knows Tlingit. There's some things that are really scary for me. And like if something happens to, or some of our language teachers had to leave or anything like that, we're at such a kind of a critical state. Like even like who can I hold an extended conversation with? And it's really thin. And so we've got to take care of that. And a big part of it is just making the language. And then also just sort of, I think where you're at is just great. I think it's just great. There's not very many people in the whole world that can do what you can do. So sometimes, I guess there's a couple things. There's this word that I don't like to use. And I was at this language conference last weekend, and people kept using this word, fluent. They would stand up and say, well, I'm not fluent. And then they would, do some stuff in their language, right? And I said, actually, I think we need to like kind of push that word away. Just like put it on a little raft and push it out to the ocean. And not that we're not worried, but I like to think of fluency as opposed to fluent. Because what I hear people using that as is sort of this gateway. They say, hey, I'm going to go teach some of these kids some Tlingit. Are you fluent? And it's like I'm supposed to have like some kind of, well, here's my BA card. Oh, here's my fluent card. Here, here's my Costco card, right? And I think we got to like push back and just say, oh, actually, that's not helping us. So, but you don't have to do it in a super direct way. If someone says, are you fluent? You say, well, I speak it. Because you all speak it. You've all spoken it this semester. You've all spoken it last semester. You're not perfect, but that's not what we're looking for. We're just looking for people who will talk. Decades and decades and decades, and we don't get very many people who will talk. So we're going to change that. And I think part of that is just shifting some of that vocabulary. So if someone says, oh, are you fluent? You say, I have fluency, because you do. We have a scale. I can show you guys what the scale is, how I think people go from beginning to intermediate to advanced. And so at the intermediate level, you're starting to talk about time and shift things in terms of time. And then at the advanced level, you're continuing to work on your aspects of time and space, putting your own opinions into things, being able to disagree with people and not have a clan war about it. Like even just slight disagreements, I think it's totally fine, but we usually don't know how to do those things. Opinions, predictions, those types of things are getting into that advanced realm. And it's not like I need to be advanced to go into advanced. No, you need to be intermediate to go into advanced, and then you're advanced, right? So that's the other thing we've got to sort of shift about it, about not feeling. It's okay. It's a scary thing. It's a thing that makes people nervous, but gook.
So when you come back, what kind of classes are you planning on teaching?
Extra advanced.
Yeah, I don't know yet. Probably, like I would like to try out some topical classes, like current events in Tlingit,
Oh, fun.
clan histories and migrations, Tlingit philosophy. So I think my goal is to try and run some upper level classes like that while rotating, probably just teaching intermediate and then that. But I got to teach 3 per semester, and I'm trying to convince him to hire an Alaska Native Studies professor so that someone can teach that stuff and I could just focus on the language. But yeah, I'll keep your eye out. We'll be on the books. Okay, we're going to take our break and then we'll come back and then we'll do some more drilling of some sort. We'll see what we want to do. Take 5,
I wish there was a class
6 or 7.
intermediate.
So let me finish what I didn't finish. At least I'll try to. So, ya andachuk or audachuk. From what I understand, that's mostly herring specifically, because when herring spawn, it's different than a lot of other fish, right? Because it's happening in a lot of salt water. It's also happening. It's really discoloring the water a lot, which just because you have bigger, just a different process with salmon. But we really couldn't get, when I was asking some of the older people, we were getting a little stumped. And so George Davis just said, they just let their eggs go, right? So jiwanak means to let something go, to release it. And so jinak is the command form of that, which is a useful thing if you're around kids, like someone, like they're carrying a cat around or something, you don't want them to. Or whatever, there's all kinds of things. Like, put it down, drop it. But so trying to get, for those in the inland, to say a fish jumping, just and don't go in and say, do you say this or this? Just say, how do you say a fish is jumping? Or I saw a fish jump. Try and do both, because then you'll get, like right now, and then you'll get the perfective, depending on how the speakers think about it. And then to say, the fish are spawning, or the fish spawned. And you might try it with a couple different kinds of fish and see what they say. It's interesting to think about how those things do work. Okay. Okay, Ashqeh, you wanted to show us something?
Let me. No. Oh, maybe there it is. Okay.
After a while, I just have to put my coat back on. Maybe if you put it over your lap. My coat? Here we are.
These are pictures that were taken in the fall of 2004 at an immersion, a Tlingit language immersion retreat in Xunaa. And these captions were written, and I believe they were probably dictated to us by fluent speakers. So I got them out, and we were looking at them during our Zoom study group yesterday. And we could kind of figure out what they said, but we we'd like for you to go to look at these. I'm not going to do all of them. I just wanted to do maybe 1 or 2 pages.
Okay. Hatu sagu hunat kuyi tini. So it should be one word. The last one should be one word. And it should be underline K-U-Y-E-E-Y. And then the I at the end should be high toned. Okay.
We're happy.
We're happy. Not really to see.
Is that
Compose.
right? Again, that you
We're happy that you traveled to Huna. Kuyitini. So we're getting into some interesting territory because people want to use Tlingit. It's really neat. 3 years ago, I'm sitting under the front porch of Larry Kimura, one of the big Kumu over there, one of the big teachers over there in the Hawaiian language movement, talking to a representative from Alaska Airlines about how they could put Tlingit on the airports that they own, which were in Wrangell, Petersburg, and Yakutat. And just sort of spinning round and round about, should we say, it's good that you came? Or it's good that you all came? Should they be walking or flying or traveling? And it's just kind of interesting. And we went with walking. And some people say, I mean, walk here? You're walking off the plane, right? So yanagut would be to walk. Yandakin would be to fly. Yakunatin. It's just traveling. And it's related to the verb chatin, chwasatin, chatlatin, kuchwatin, atkuchwatin. I just went around looking at things. It's kind of what it is, but it really means traveling. Okay. Atleich yes na yes shadeu. Let's see. Yes, the S is its own word. The yay should be high tone. And then the shadeu is interest. I kind of would expect it to be shaudeu, but I'm sure you guys would have heard it if it was. Let me look up something real. Okay, it could be. So I'll look it up on my end just to check something. I think it should be shaudeu is what I would recommend. So there it is. Yeah, just like that. Atleches na ye. And then the S has to be its own word, yes. Yeah, okay. Wait.
First word is from dance.
Yeah, for dancing. So when you say atleich, yes, atleich it's a noun, right? So yes means for dancing. And then this is the whole verb. Na, ye, hus, shaudeu. So something that we haven't done a whole lot of, I don't know if we've done it yet at all, is when you have ye or anything that ends with a vowel, especially if it's part of the verb, and then you have hus, a lot of times that's just going to change to the letter S. So you're going to hear yes, or you'll hear yake away, a days a day hus, and it just becomes a days. This is another thing that has to do with contraction in Tlingit. So ye, na, yes, shaudeu. the na part is the upper body. The upper body, that's why you say na'at. It's the upper body thing, because long time ago when Tlinkits put on clothes, it's just something that just dangled off the upper body. Right? That's kind of how clothes worked.
So when they contract things, like in English, you would do it if you were in a less formal situation. And so in Tlingit, is it just done? It's just done. And it has nothing to do with whether it's a formal situation or not.
No, yeah, it's more like, how's your flow going? Because if you're just really going, most of the time, fluent speakers would just say yes. Most of the time. And then you learn how to do that, yeah. Okay, so how do we translate this? For dancing. And this is an interesting thing. What's
They
that?
wore their clothes for dancing.
Yes, they got themselves dressed. That's what, and when it's the D classifier in here, that's what it means, is they did it to themselves. They put their own clothes on. Because there is another version of that verb. If you look at Carrie's work, where you can dress I think there was one right near it. Or maybe that's the actual one they have. Yeah, so when it's a zero classifier, you're dressing somebody else. But if it's a 0 plus D, you're dressing yourself.
So you'd use one for like dressing babies, first one, because they don't get themselves dressed.
Yeah. So if we look at do na ye shana'u, dress the baby, right? It could be. And then do na ye shachwa'u, I dress the baby. Okay. They got dressed for dancing. Chas kutla ka huk katsa dugu has to take they do a teen.
No seal, skin,
Yeah.
herring eggs,
Yeah.
with demerit.
Okay. I think chas is high toned. I think tail is right. Cool. Yeah, that's right. Ka huk katsa dugu has to take they do a teen. Oh, yeah, that's good. Duotine should have a high tone on the stem. Okay. Kananik le kakinach kanak kachas kuwutla ka huk katsa dugu has to take they duotine. Kanak and chas kuwutla are names.
You figured it out.
Yeah, no, I've forgotten.
Yeah. Katkatse wakakdu tlekasai koachas kuwutla. That is a neat name, though. I like it.
Quan Plain knows this one.
Humpy tail, mother.
Yeah, what do we get from the rest? What's qaq, hook?
Some herring eggs.
Yep. Hook at the end is dried.
Oh,
Qaq, hook. So hook is a verb root which means to dry something. Usually like you're drying clothes, it would work for like dry meat. Ziskli hook. Right? In Tesla they might say gleam. You're gonna get one of those gammas on the end. Hook. And then hook it could come afterwards to mean it's the dried version of that particular thing. And that's the food. It was really, I was telling, how old is she? I think she was 4 years old, our oldest daughter. And she said, "What's under your skin?" I don't speak English to them, so I said, idli. She said, meat? In Tlingit, it's the same, right? It's idli. So you say, shidli. That person is muscly, right? Okay. And then what is sadugu?
Sealskin.
Seal skin. So what is this called? Duke, right? So this is another one of those body part things. Duke, when it's on, dugu, right? If you said, hey, dugu, somebody has taken your skin, right? It's like, but that's why you say dugu and you think of a hide, or, you know, because once you remove it, it gets that possessive marker. Okay, so then we just got two more components. Us do take day, do a teen. There.
They're
It looks like that one's not a perfective, though.
Darn it.
And I'll tell you how we know. The perfective marker would have to come before do. It has to be wudua. You do get duateen, and that's what's going on is you have the ya classifier. And when the ya classifier has a U sound in front of it, it'll change to W. Duateen. So you know there's a version of this that you know, which is chateen, iyateen, ayateen, duateen.
they saw. People saw.
People, it is visible. It can be seen. Right? When we asked what we're going to call, we're in Yaukdat Kehawatiin, Kutan.
Behind them.
It's on the wall.
Or behind them.
Oh, yeah.
Behind them, yeah, away. So, Kanak Kachas Kutla. So those two people, we just named them. Gahuk Saduku has to take Deduatin. You can see, or it can be seen, I guess is how. It's interesting how you got to rearrange it in your brain, right? Because this is the word order works really well in Tlingit right here. Name the people, name what it is, dried herring eggs, and seal skin. Behind them can be seen. We call the noseum hechtutini taka. It can't be seen. Mosquito that's not seen. Okay, okay. So okay. Which okay?
Yeah, one more page.
Okay. Let's do it.
Actually, I have 10 pages, but I'm just going to do one more.
Okay. These are fun.
Remember this one?
In
Carrots.
as akayech. Bakun kak is at gas I. So akayech, the second A should not be high toned. And then, oh, I see what. I know what okay. Dakun kak is at gas I. The on the end is really interesting with the verb. So, what do we got here? Let's walk through our parts. In carrots.
Carrot.
Has akayech.
He verbed something.
Little.
Peeled it.
Whittled it.
Really?
Grated it.
They are whittling it. That is absolutely correct. So yech is the verb. And then
Kindling.
Akayech. That is, now we know how to peel a carrot or to shave it. You're making it into shavings, to sort of plane wood. That would all be the same type of action, right? Kayech. It's you're making it into a horizontal surface is probably how it kind of works. It's neat. I hadn't heard that one before. Dakhun-a. I don't think you need the period in between them. They could just be two separate words. Okay, dakhun-a.
Fourth one?
The fourth one, it could be four of them. I would probably say four of them. And it's one of those things where the context will tell you. And what about qaqis?
You're doing it for 4 people?
For people to eat.
Oh.
So ka is people. This is the fourth person pronoun. You could have that, right? Achtla, my mother. Itla, your mother. Hatla, our mother. Qatla, mothers. Right? That's how that stuff works, right? Then we heard yes, like we know that. Iji yes, this is for your possession. Asher yes, we're dancing. Ha yes, which becomes case, right? And whenever it's for the mouth, that's eating time, right? No, this is for you to eat. You can say things really fast like that, right? For people to eat, at gas iki. Let me check something.
Verb to cook.
I have a feeling that tone should be high. Iki. I'm looking at, you guys are sharing your screen, but I'm looking it up on Carrie's lists. Yeah, that should be high. Oops. And then I would probably, I'm just trying to check that. Now I think, and I wasn't there, so it could be, this could be something that I'm wrong about. But I think it should be an underline X, no apostrophe, and then a low-toned I.
Here? Like that?
Oh, whoops, sorry, on the E part. Sorry, I'm on the verb.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know, it might.
Underline.
I don't know. I'm not confident in it. That might be one where if you can check whoever gave you that sentence and just really listen to what's going on in between those. And then those last two E's, I would just make an I. And this is one of the things with when we standardize Tlingit. It probably doesn't matter whether you write that last one as an I or a double E. Most people are probably going to say it long, but we usually just write our suffixes short. But they could be, like when you say achiti, that's totally fine. Achiti, that's also totally fine. When you have something that sort of goes on a single vowel as a suffix, it could be long or short, it doesn't matter. Okay. Xunaa Sentences. I'll tell you guys how I would interpret that after you tell me what you think it is.
To eat immediately or something?
For them to cook.
Oh, for them to
cook. Boy, there's multiple ways that you can interpret that.
I wonder if there was 4 people cutting the carrots.
I think there's 4 people cooking for people. that could be interpreted as they're cooking for 4 people. And so they're
on a very strange diet.
Cooking for carrots.
it could be you're cooking 4 carrots. I could interpret that, I think, all 3 of those ways. To me, though, I would probably say there are 4 people cooking. Then the way I would take care of that is I would probably say Dachun a kach'es has at gas ich. Boy. The other thing I'm not sure about is why you would have a relational ending in the end of that anyways. But I wasn't there, and I don't want to contradict any fluent speakers, any like elders, but I would probably say Dachun a kach'es has at gas I. I don't know. I don't think you would need the I at the end. That would clarify that there's 4 people cooking. Maybe. Final answer? Maybe. That one's a tough one. That's a good one. Dachun akaches has atgasi. I would probably just take the ending right off and just have just gasi, and then put a has in front of at. Ik'ekshe dasai tuj deuji.
Yat.
Okay.
That's
Is that the bottom?
This is an easy one.
Sit gao san, which in the interior would be sit gum san. I think there's a high tone at the end. Sit gao san, atcha yi gao. Okay, what is that?
Lunchtime.
Oh, it's breakfast time.
Oh, yeah.
Lunchtime.
Oh, wait, that is lunchtime. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Lunchtime.
Night owl.
Okay.
Ayat Khatin. Free.
Okay, wesh kashni kaya butua ach. Au yet ani. Kuchain said that. Au yet ani. Did you guys interpret that one? Oh, I got another question for you. Au yet ani.
His homeland, huh? They're in Xunaa, so that's his homeland.
Au yet is it's a name. It's also a word that we use for something else too.
I know they use it for the lower 48 too.
Native America. That's how we were sort of translating, because he was talking about, that's what he was calling the lower 48. And this was a guy born in the probably mid to late 1800s. Taoyat ani. And Taoyat is long feather land. Here's another one. There's a place in, I say, he asked me this yesterday. There's a place in Gunahu called Gao Ani. How do you translate that one?
Timeland. Drumland.
Bell land?
Yeah, Gao, like, I think it has to do with time, though. I don't know. It's so interesting. It could be drumland.
Is
Maybe-
there a meaning of Gao that has to do with thunder?
I don't think so. That's usually just hate. But when Gao becomes a verb root, it's either loud or fighting. Right? So there was an elder told me a story one time. She said this lady was talking with her friends, and I think it was time to go to church. And her husband kept coming and saying, come on, we gotta go. And she really wanted to just keep talking with her friends. Come on, and he was getting a little more sort of harsh. And then she was talking with her friend. She said, she said, hold on, I'm gonna go fight my husband. Okay, cheese. Hey, I'm gonna take over the screen now.
Okay.
Those are great.
Sheesh.
Yeah, we should let's do some more of those next week.
All right, we can do that.
Yakecha. Okay. So let's crash through the remainder of our perfectives, and then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. So we've done 0. We did 2 columns, right? If we kind of go back, I'll show you what the logic is here. How far back do I got to go? Far. So we started with these. 0 group, right? Yeah, all the way down. Hua, Watua, Iya, Yi, Awa, Has Awa, Wadua. Every single time. Every 0 group perfective will have that same prefix. The exception is some of them are going to be Yi instead of Iya. And it's just something you learn, right? Yi-ach or Yi-cha, you ate it, right? The next ones we did were the D group, 0 plus D. Here's a pair of those. This one, di, all the way down. Huade, watude, yide, yide, woode, haswoode, or aude, and then wudua. Every time. Every 0 plus D classifier is going to go the same as these. So you can look at this, and then once you learn how to use James Crippen's book too, you could just look up the perfective. It shows you what the prefix, it shows you how to put those prefixes together, right? The next group was the S group. Huase, so there's, right, huade to huase. That one, we're changing the D to an S. And that's how we got there. After that, we did D plus S. So we're moving through this classifier chart. That's what we're doing. Huadze, wutudze, and so on, right? Same on both sides. Then we move to the L group. In the L group, huashe, right? Every L group classifier, this is how it will be. And this is why when James writes these down, Zeosh, he'll put the capital C, and that means you put a consonant there. That's why we name these groups 0, S, L, SH, because that's what the consonant will be. The consonant is what is switching. That's what's changing the groups. After that, we went D plus L, gle, all the way down. After that, we went too far. We went way too far. Now we did the SH, right? And then, and now this is where we left off. We're going to do these motion ones. I will tell you what the plural version is because it's kind of funky, okay? If we go back and we look at our theme, we're going to have ut in front of it. We're just going to put ut there. Motion verbs sometimes a lot of times they like to have, motion verbs like to say where this motion is happening. Towards something, at something, around it. There's not going to be an object, so they're going to have w right here instead of or ow. It's D plus SH, so it's going to be j. It's going to be j. It's a n motion verb, so that means it should be long and low because it's not 0 and it's closed, But if we look at the theme, it's marked high. That means there's no low version. So it's going to be long and high. Jikain is what we should expect for the last part of it. So you're going to have ut and then the verb. I jumped around.
Where does that the high, long and high fit into this
We're at 107.
this box?
Yeah, so we go back there. We call them glottals or ejectives. This is all you need to remember. If it's marked high, it doesn't go low.
But how do we know if K is a glottal?
All that,
K.
okay,
Is it a k?
this is what it comes down to. If it's marked high and there's no apostrophe at the end, that's glottal. If there's an apostrophe at the end, it's ejective. If there's an apostrophe at the end, it doesn't want to go low because it's just hard to do that because you're going to get to that ejective. The glottal part comes from Tanta Tlingit. It's the sound that kind of fell out of Tlingit and has been replaced with a long high tone. In Tanta, you would expect them to say ke'en. We don't say that. We say keen. That's what replaced that sound. I jumped around. You're going to have jikain at the end, ut at the beginning. These guys, ut plus that plus jikain. Ut, hua, jikain. At hua jikain. At hua jikain. At hua jikain. I'll give you the first plural, and then you can predict it afterwards, maybe. At ha kauduwakain. At ha kauduwakain. So what happens is this strange fourth person pronoun jumps in there for some reason, and then we use an object to actually be the subject. I don't know why. There are a few motion verbs that do that. Running does it, jumping does it. So just remember, when more than one thing moves, Tlingit will handle that differently than if one thing is moving. Okay. But back to this. You jumped around. Ut.
Does that come first?
Ut comes first.
Yeah.
Ut yijikain. Ut yijikain. Anybody want to predict? You all jumped around. You got to look at this one and change that object pronoun now. You said it right.
Oh, at yao ye cow do a cane.
At 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 ye cow do a cane.
Back to the singular one. She or he jumped around, listening to the song, jump around. You'd have to use a command form. It would be at nishken. But if there's no A in the front, it has to be w. At would jakain, right? At would jakain. At would jakain. You get this verb in the raven and the deer story when he's he was jumping around on that rotten log, but he was actually flying, right? And he's like, come on, step over here. They jumped around. It's got to be the same one as these plurals. So we have ha, ye, us. Atuskauduakain. And an emotion verb, the fourth person is also, it's a plural. It's a plural, so that one's kind of funky. Atkakauduakain. So if you ever have to say people jumped around, that's how you would say it. It's a strange one. So we sort of end these ones on an unusual thing. And the reason there's not very many SH classifier verbs. And there's hardly any SH plus D plus H verbs. There's just not that many. So, what's the next step in understanding how the perfective works? You show what happens when you put a thematic prefix on it. Because when you put a thematic prefix on it, it changes a little bit. But really what happens is you have ka on the front, but you still have huaha, tuwaha, but instead of wutua, now you're going to get kautua. Instead of iya, you're going to get kia. And for kayiha, kawaha. So here's the fun part with this. We show it with this ka. But what happens is what will change, right, is this right here. So for I planted it, kahwaha. 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 Then there's a different verb that starts with ya, which was I succeeded. I would say yahwadlaq. So what happened is the K changes to a Y, but the rest all stays the same, right? I'll show you some of these. Let's just start with this. I'll say it, you repeat it. Don't overthink it, just say it. Kahwaha. 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 Kautuaha. 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 Kamtuaha. Kamtuaha. Kiyaha. 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 Kayiha. 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 Akawaha. 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 Asakawaha. 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 Kauduaha. 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 There's a couple of things. When this letter A pops up for that third person object, it's not going to cause that contraction because the ka comes right after it. So you're not going to have the M sound in Tesson for this one. Same, all the other rules still apply. This is a zero group, so it's going to be ya all the way down. This is a na, so this is going to be, and it's open, so it's going to be long and low all the way down. But what we did is we were adding a thematic prefix, right? Because there's lots of verbs that have ka and ya and sh and other things like that, right? Okay. And so this, and that was to plant.
So does ka have any independent meaning?
Horizontal surface.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a horizontal surface. This ka is a different ka.
Of course.
It's a round object. Think it is just that way.
Okay.
So, like borrowing a basketball or an apple, I guess, but and give back. Okay. Well, you see kahwa, kautua, kia, kayi, akawa, hasakawa, and kaudua. Oh, and this one would be kamdua, kamduaha. Daisli. Kachwahis.
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 Kautuwahis.
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 Kamtuwahis.
Kamtuwahis.
Kiahis.
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 Kayihis.
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 Kawahis.
Akawahis.
Kawahis.
Akawahis.
Hasakawahis.
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 Kauduwahis.
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 Kamduwahis.
Kamduwahis.
So same thing. There's an object, so I got to remember that, because then it'll switch to right here. There's ka, so I got to remember that ka is going to be there. It's going to be there the whole time. It's 0, so it's going to be ya all the way down. It's ga, so it should be long and low, but it's ejective, so it's going to stay long and high. He's. And so there's lots of factors, but it's all predictable. Everybody okay? Okay. Now, we're going to show the plus D version of these, D, all the way down. And then you can have multiple thematic prefixes. The only one that's going to we're going to pay close attention to is the one that's close to the perfective marker in the subject, the last one. That's the one we got to watch for. But I think we're out of time. So we'll start with this one next week. And yeah, so the idea is we're just continuing to pattern build, because this is, you have the classifiers, you have potential thematic prefixes, and then that's it. But then that's kind of all the possibilities. And so what we do is we just learn how to build these things up. And then next week we'll probably try and finish this set of slides. I'll look at the one with the suffixes. I think there's not too many of those left, so I'll try and get through those. And then we'll look at Kashkawu, and that's plenty. So, okay. Oh, and I'll post this. I forgot to mention. I'll post this thing tonight, your domain reclamation kit. So I'll put this on the webpage. And so, but this is what you'll have to do with that, is you'll just sort of talk about, you don't have to have a real detailed plan. Just, I want to take the Tlingit language into this social or physical thing, and you kind of say, what's the goal? For example, is the goal to have people drink their coffee in Tlingit, or their goal is to play basketball in Tlingit, or whatever. And then they'll have just a few questions that you'll just sort of think about and tell us the answer to. I don't expect a huge list of vocabulary. If you want to put it together between, in the next week and a half, go ahead. But I don't want to put a lot of pressure on you to sort of, what I want is just a plan that you're going to try and do sometime over the summer, maybe. Okay, sheesh.
Sage. Do you know that person who's playing?
Oh, no.
No. Oh, okay. It's got to be a French horn.
Ne, Yakechana.
Yakecha. Sheesh.